What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to match week. Well, technically it's not match week. We play the following Monday, but there will be no week to prep or call match week. So it is match week. Serie is back this week. It's real now, and Motta needs help. He needs obvious help right now, and that's not saying that he didn't get help, but the help that was crucial is still very much missing in this team. We start Como first. What we have right now, is it enough? Yes, I did my match reaction. You can watch that. I think it's enough to be Como. I've seen Sampdoria. I've watched Sampdoria, Serie B Sampdoria, kick out Como in the Coppa Italia, yesterday. I've watched highlights. We should be beating Como at home, with what we have right now. But for the season, it's not enough, and help is needed now. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. But before we do that, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well, and let's talk about Giuntoli. I don't know. Basically, needs to use some magic right now this week because it's real. It's very real. Okay, so I was saying that we need help, and we need definitely. I think everybody agrees that we needed help at the start of the window. Again, no matter who the coach was going to be, we needed help. But right now, obvious positions need to be addressed, and we can talk about the timing, so on, so on. It is what it is. The timing is messed up. We already messed it up. Giuntoli already messed it up. That doesn't mean it needs to take even more time, or even worse, not bring in the signings. I think Giuntoli was promised. If you go by the media, and we need to go by the media, and yes, everything they say is not true. I get it, blah, blah, blah. But we know that we need certain signings, and we've been in talks for these signings for quite a while. So we just need to address that right now. There's no ifs and there's no buts. The first one is Koopmeiners. Actually, the news doesn't even matter if we're getting a deal done. We put money on the table. He wants to join. And here we go. What matters right now is the here we go needs to happen. For Koopmeiners, for wingers, even for the center back, it needs to happen. So the here we go isn't even the big news. The big news right now for the last couple of weeks is, when are these players coming in? Is it this week? Is it after Como immediately? Is it a day or two before the window ends? That's the news right now. That's the news more so than, oh, we got Koopmeiners and we got a wing or whatever. That needs to happen, no matter what. That definitely needs to happen. Right now, it's more about timing, because even at the back line, we're not going to go in for a center back. It's a loan move at the end of the window. That tells you will probably get scammed. You will get a player you actually don't need, and it's not going to play a lot, or something insane needs to happen. You're going to get a profile that you're not really looking for. It's more of a security blanket should something happen with Bremer. That's it right now. And people, really quickly, the prediction league is back. I forgot to say that the last week. It's back in the Discord group. If you want to join the prediction league, you can become a member by clicking the join button under this video, and you can win. You can predict the score and more every single week in the Discord group, private chat as well, giveaways, wallpapers, all that stuff. And you can win a jersey at the end of the season, a voucher for the Juve store, or a free membership as well. So by doing that, click the join button, reach out to me on Twitter or Instagram, whatever, and I will put you in the Discord chat and the prediction chat and so on, and you can enjoy that as well. But in general, we definitely need help. If it's Koopmeiners or Nico Gonzalez, or if it's, I don't know, Galeno, is it Conceição? It doesn't really matter right now. What matters right now is a timing, because if everybody watched that Atletico, and I know it wasn't on TV, so not everybody watched that, so you kind of need to take my word with it a little bit. That midfield looks good. It looks miles better, but it misses the key element. It misses the key element. No matter if we put in Thuram or Douglas Luiz, it misses somebody who plays an attacking midfield position, who has assists, who has goals, who is dominant, so on, so on. That's it. We need that. With Douglas Luiz or without Thuram. And Thuram is he's a very good signing. He will be, I think, a very important player for the future of this club. It will be. Douglas Luiz technically is a very good player. But even in the Atletico game, he had a good game, by the way. But he was looking. He was still searching. And that's normal for all of these players, Just even the players who have been at the club getting acclimatized to what Motta wants, because Timothy Weah came out and said, this is more attacking. You're going to see a different me, but we all need to learn. We all need to grow in this new process, because that's it. Everybody needs to learn and do something new, basically. That's what it is. But by doing something new, you also see the glaring issues. We don't have wingers. Yeah, Yildiz play, but we don't have a sub for Yildiz. Weah, if you play on speed and counter, he's great. His finishing article, not there. If he needs to beat 1v1, a player 1v1, not his cup of tea. So we need at least 2 wingers and an attacking midfielder, but even a center back, because if Bremer's injured, we're in big trouble. And even as Bremer is there, if a team presses us, if that's the game plan, if you go to a Man City or whatever, and they press that back line, we are in massive trouble. Yes, Di Gregorio is part of it, and we play out from the back, but we will concede, and you can book that right now, we will concede a couple of ridiculous comical goals, just purely because a team pressed us, and from the back, we had no clue how to deal with it. That's it. We are also not built as a team to hoof the ball up. That needs to be kind of understand. So that's vital, and the fact that we're not getting that player scares me. It really does, because you're kind of handicapping Motta in his job. You're basically asking, do something else, where he had something in mind, and you hired him because of those reasons, and now you're asking him to switch it or do the same thing with players who are going to cost you goals, games, whatever, so on. So that's a very difficult part in the situation right now, because yes, there has been improvement. If you watch Juve the last couple of years and you watch what we did in preseason, you can see there is a clear idea. You can see it's not on point. You can see it misses certain things. It needs to be an old machine, basically. That's not it right now. The machine works, then it stutters, then it collapses, then it picks up again, so on, so on. So it needs a lot of help. It needs a lot of help, But that help is running late. And these players need to come in ASAP. So here we go, Koopmeiners. Is it news? No. Here we go, Gonzalez or so on. Is that news? Not really. The news I'm looking for right now is, it's a here we go, but he's coming in this week for his medical. That's the news I'm waiting for right now. That's it. Because starting the season with 13 players is insane. And I know Miretti is injured and Milik is injured, so you had a couple of more. But the other ones, they're not training because they're not part of the club. So you need to replace them. And even if they come back, you have players who don't want to be here, or you do not want to be here. So how are you going to use them in the squad? How are you going to convince them to actually do what they should be doing again when you told the world they're not good enough? That is a massive issue. I'm sorry. Going into a Como game with 13 players is crazy. Because right now, that's it. Because Miretti is not going to be back. Milik, even if he's on the bench, he's not going to get minutes because of obvious reasons right now. He didn't train for months. You have an issue. You only have Fagioli and Danilo on the bank. And Savona and Rui, I don't count. So you have 2 players. That's not okay, right? Or am I the only one who's looking at that Como game? Even though we should be beating them, if you pick up an injury in that game, you're kind of screwed already. The fitness level is okay by the looks of it. I like it compared to other seasons, but you don't have subs to change in the first game. You don't have those because everybody is out of the squad basically, and you didn't bring other players in. Even if Miretti is fit and Danilo is fit, you're still missing 2 wingers, a midfielder, and a center back because you kicked out Rugani and Diallo. So a lot of work needs to be done. But I feel for Motta in this instance because he's prepping a game with 11 players and 2 on the bench, not including the new next gen players and the 2 goalkeepers because they're not having part on the team as well. So help me is the title of the show, and he needs help. He needs help. We're actually an injury or 2 away from going to Verona or into that Roma game with no players or players who just joined the day before and you need to play them because you have nobody else. It is a risky operation. It is a risky thing Giuntoli has set up right here. But we need to deal with it. Motta needs to deal with it, and it's up to him. I don't feel sorry for Giuntoli because he knew what he walked into. I do feel sorry for Motta a little bit, especially when you had Toribo in your hands and then he slips away. It's like, okay, you had him. You could have gifted him Toribo, or you could have closed that Koopmeiners deal a bit earlier or pushed for that a bit earlier, and it didn't happen. Even for a winger on loan, if that's the case, you want a winger on loan, at least push for that a little bit more so things can be real. But that's not the case right now. But again, let's wait and see. Is the news, here we go, news? No, for me personally, it's about, here we go. It's happening on Tuesdays there for the medical, and you will have him available for Como. That's what I'm waiting for. But let me know in the comments, what do you think? Also, Members Club, Prediction League, it's up and running. Click the join button under this video. Reach out to me on Twitter or Instagram, personal account, whatever, and I will put you in that Discord group. That way you can participate, chat, come on, giveaways, all that stuff. And yeah, I will speak to you guys later tonight. Ciao.